moment, this graduation ceremony, is the reason that our school exists and why we love what we do. We are so proud of each and every one of you. We know that it wasn't an easy journey and that some of you almost gave up, but you didn't. You persevered and made it. Please give a round of applause to those special Beacon staff members. A special thank you to the governing body, parents, and guardians for your time, energy, enthusiasm, and dedication to the Beacon students. Collectively, you have worked hard to motivate and push these students to do more than they thought possible. Mr. Medina and Ms. Melajah, thank you for coordinating the graduation ceremony to honor the 2022 graduates.
Now, better not let me now. So, with all that being said, I want to give a good congratulations to the class of 2022-2023. Give a round of applause.
Executive Director of Academics for Beacon Academy of Nevada. Harmony and Donovan did a fantastic job of emphasizing what all of our graduates and their families know, that our students have grit. For those of you unfamiliar with the term grit, it is perseverance, resiliency, and a passion for your long-term goals. It is the knowledge that achievement comes from hard work. It is knowing that life is not always easy, but with extra effort, by stretching ourselves to our limits, we can accomplish our goals no matter how unattainable they may seem sometimes. Students, you probably recall GRIT posters throughout the campus and in your classrooms. The GRIT acronym we chose for our staff and student body because it best exemplifies our commitment to achieve our goals and the qualities that we want to build upon. The G stands for goal-driven. R is for respect for one another. The I is for the integrity that we demonstrate on a daily basis. And the the T is for tolerance we have for other values, beliefs, and differences that we find in each other. Students, if you have an orange cord, would you please stand up? You are each recognized by the Beacon Academy staff as an exemplary model of grit. Two of you were recognized as aid among all of your peers in demonstrating our grit values. Would Melajah Boyles and Valerie McDaniel please come to the stage?
Yeah, that's mine right there.
Why is he so short? Why are you laughing?
It's a mess, man.
Program components designed to assist individuals to successfully reintegrate into society. He is responsible for developing and implementing strategic planning for the organization and is extremely passionate about the value of mentoring for persons coming out of the correctional setting. Mr. Ponder's personal experience with the judicial system gives him the expertise to provide training for offender populations in correctional settings, as he has for 15 years. In 2020, Mr. Ponder was granted a pardon from the state of Nevada, as well as a full presidential pardon from President Trump. His personal life experiences uniquely equip him to provide the guidance, direction, and motivation for individuals attempting to navigate the challenges they face during the reintegration process. His genuine heart and engaging manner have helped countless people become the best versions of themselves. Mr. Ponder works tirelessly to reach as many former offenders, community leaders, and partners as he can. He is often invited to be a motivational or keynote speaker and consults with law enforcement agencies and community partners across the country who are working to export the Hope for Prisoners model to their area. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ponder.
Man, I gotta tell you, first of all, good evening to you. And I don't know, after hearing Harmony and Donovan, I don't even know what it is I'm gonna say. Can you give them another big gigantic round of fantastic job. You know, this is my very first time even being exposed to the Beacon Academy. And I gotta tell you, I am so thoroughly impressed that, you know, I just wanna tip my hat to the board members, the faculty, the staff, and the teachers. This is such an amazing opportunity for the students that I wish that once upon a time I had this opportunity presented to me. We'll get a little bit into that story, but again, graduates, I just want to say thank you. I want to say I'm very proud of you. Just want to say congratulations on seizing the opportunities for second chances that you were given with the Beacon Academy and making a positive choice for your future. And persevering, as I've learned of some of your stories, pressing through the tough times, especially when you didn't think that you could finish. You did it. You did it. I'm so very proud because I was getting a little bit more information and I heard the stories about those of you graduates who have received continuous A's, those of you who have made the honor roll. Man, I'm just so very proud of you. And again, even when you didn't think that you can do it. So you heard everything that was on my bio. You know, all the accolades and all those things that I received and the work that I do, and even going down to the presidential pardon and the state pardon and things of that nature. That was how I finished. But it was not how I started. Let me tell you that, you know, first of all, a little bit about me. I grew up in a product of a single parent home. My dad left home at a very early age, leaving mom raising 5 knucklehead boys and 1 knucklehead girl all by herself. And growing up in that kind of environment where that, you know, my dad wasn't in a home, my story is not much like stories that are all over, you know, urban communities, right? Without that dad in the home, my brothers and I turned to the streets at a very early age to validate our masculinity. And for me, at a very early age, the streets led me to the drugs, drugs led me to the gangs, gangs led me to the criminal activity, and that criminal activity led me to my very first set of handcuffs at the tender age of 12 years old. Go to school, get in trouble, getting expelled, getting kicked out, going to different schools, and I did not learn my lesson. And because I did not learn my lesson, that behavior and me not committing to my success in life, it caught me a felony conviction at the tender age of 16 years old. But before I caught that felony conviction, I got to tell you, I was trying. I had 1 foot in and I had 1 foot out. You see, I was a sports player. I was fantastic at playing football and wrestling. And I was so good that I was offered a scholarship to play for a school in upstate New York. And I went upstate New York to the school. Everything was good. I'm riding the train on my way back home. I get off the train and bump into this person that I know that I should not have been around. You know, we have this saying that, you know, your associations determine your destination. And if you show me who your friends are, I will tell you exactly who you're going to be 2 years down the road. But it was someone that I knew I should not have associated with. I should have never gotten in the car. I never should have hung out with him. and that put me a felony conviction at 16 years old. I was certified as an adult and wound up going to prison. My lesson. And that prison conviction sent my life into 30 years of in and out of prison, in and out of parole, right? And I wound up spending time in the maximum security United States Federal Penitentiary, where I turned my life around. And I just want to encourage you, and I said earlier today, that if there was a Beacon Academy available to me at the time, I would not have had to go down that road for almost 30 years. So sometimes I say to people that, you know, if you ever hear that saying, like, what if you could just turn back the hands of time? If I could turn back the hands of time, I would have taken advantage of an opportunity like the Beacon Academy. I would have been that person that buckled down in school so that I didn't have to go down that path. My friends in school would have been the people that I ran away from, the people that called the nerds. Those would have been my friends. I would have became one of those people myself. I would have poured into my studies. I would have listened to my mother. My mother always told me things that I should be doing. I never wanted to pay attention to. If I could turn back the hands of time, I would do it all differently. I would do it a way that it live my life in a way that's going to be successful. And I want to encourage each and every one of you so you can understand where you are right now in your life. Because the decisions and the choices that you made to work hard and get you where you are today, it is not over. And I want you to imagine, if you will, you guys know those big, gigantic tugboats? You see them on TV, and it's the big, I want to say it's some big, gigantic cargo ships. And those big, gigantic cargo ships, and you know, that's where they have the big containers on them, right? And that's how they do the import and export. This is how you get those gigantic cargo ships from Okinawa, Japan, right? And export, import things into the United States. These massive, gigantic ships. And when those ships are loaded up, the captain of the ship goes up into the, I don't even know what's called, a cockpit or whatever it is, right? Go up into the head, and they set the coordinates for this thing to go into a certain direction. In other words, the coordinates are set so that they can reach that destination. And this is how it gets from Okinawa, Japan to San Diego, California, because the coordinates are set. The captain doesn't steer the ship over the tens of thousands of miles it takes for it to be able to get there. The coordinates are predetermined and preset. And after this captain sets the coordinates, what he does then is he goes back downstairs and he goes to sleep, and he wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and he goes in and program takes off in the ship. Now I want you to imagine, if you will, that after the captain has set the coordinates, he went back downstairs. Can you imagine if someone came up in the cockpit while he was asleep, looked around, and they changed the coordinates just one little notch, just one notch, and they left. The captain would get up the next morning and go upstairs in the cockpit. He's got his coffee, and he starts this thing up, and this cargo ship begins to move in the direction of what he thinks is San Diego, California. And he doesn't really know that it's off course because it was only changed just 1 degree. He may not notice it 2 days from now. He may not notice it a week from now. He's not paying attention to the compass. Just work with me. And you know, a week later, he doesn't notice. But gradually, in the increment of time, what was destined to go to San Diego, California, has just docked in Seattle, Washington, because the coordinates had been changed just 1 degree. For many of you, when you started here at the Beacon Academy, your life was headed in a certain direction. You had a destination on your life. And because you have come in here and you have worked hard and you have learned well, you have changed the course of your life. Even if you just take one thing and implement that in your life today, you will have changed the destination of your life, I just want to encourage you and say to you that the only thing you got to do is stay the course. All you got to do is stay the course. Continue to work hard. As you know, this graduation is not the end. You keep going. I have heard some of you got some reports, and some of you want to continue on to vocation. Some of you want to go into the military. Some of you want to go on to college, and I absolutely love that. And hear me when I tell you, if you are ever going to improve the caliber of how you're going to live the rest of your life, education has to be a huge piece of it. So I want to encourage you to make sure you continue to pursue your dreams. I want you to remember this feeling that you're feeling right here in this room tonight as we're celebrating you. Man, I'm going to get up here and dance around as we celebrate you. Just remember that feeling that you have on the inside of you when you will walk across this stage and receive that diploma, that emotional high that you have in you, and that excitement of, yes, I did it. I worked hard and I did it. Then you just bottle that thing and put that on to the next endeavor that you have laid out before you, and make sure that you stay the course. It's a wonderful, wonderful season that you have just come through. And it's a wonderful, wonderful season that you're about to enter in. And I came across one of my favorite poems, and I want to read this before I sit down. And his poem is titled, There's 4 seasons of a tree. 4 seasons of a tree. For the season that you went through, work hard, for the season that you're about to go into. It's 4 seasons of a tree. And there was a man who had 4 sons. He wanted his sons to learn not to judge things too quickly. So he sent each of them on a quest in turn to go and look at a pear tree that was a great distance away. The first son went in the winter, the second son in the spring, the third son in the summer, and the youngest son went in the fall. When they had all gone and come back, he called them all together to describe what it was that they had seen. The first son said, that tree was ugly. It was bent and it was twisted. The second son said, no, it was covered with green buds and full of promise. The third son disagreed. He said it was laden with blossoms that smelled so sweet and looked so beautiful. It was the most graceful thing that he had ever seen. The last son disagreed with them all. And he said that it was ripe and drooping with fruit and full of life and fulfillment. The man had explained to his sons that they were all right, because each of them had only seen one season of that tree's life. He told them that you cannot judge a tree or a person by the season, and that the essence of who they are and the pleasure and joy and love that comes from that life can only be measured at the end, when all the seasons are up. If you give up in the winter, you will miss the promise of your spring, the beauty of your summer, and the fulfillment of your fall. For some of us, we may be fighting a battle in the frigid winter of our lives. For others may be basking in the fruit of the fall. Wherever you might be, have perception and have patience. This season will not last forever, and we will experience them all in due time. I am very, very proud of each and every woman, each and every man and woman that's in this room right now. I just want to encourage you to go on and go ahead and stay the course. Continue to do what it was that you've done that has gotten you here to this day. And if you continue the course, I promise you from my own personal experience, 10 years from now, you will be living levels of life that most people only dream of. Congratulations, graduates. I am so very, very proud of you. Thank you so very, very much.
Sarah Sherman, and our executive director, Gary Tucker. Would the graduates please rise and proceed to the stage? Harmony Boleros. Donovan Mariello. Oscar Peterson.
Yes, sir.
Enrique Amador Zepeda. Brooklyn Balu. Angelina Barajas. Melajah Boyles.
Yay, Elijah!
Carlos Calderon. Ryan Funes. Uriah Gold.
I'll send you the video.
Maria Gonzalez Angel. Zoe Hancock. Vincent Kendall. Valerie McDaniel. Jordan Mendez. Samuel Originus. Gian Ramirez Zayas. Sylvia Ramos Estrada. Gabriel Rivera. Charisma Soto. Mayron Taruna. Adrian Vargas Sotelo. Jesse Gustin. Raina Weston. Alice Zuniga. Congratulations, graduates.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty
with the laws of the state of Nevada, and upon the completion of all diploma requirements, I confer upon you a high school diploma from Beacon Academy of Nevada. As a symbol of your graduation, you may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Parents, families, and friends, I present to you the Beacon Academy